Now then, everybody, going to be reacting to another Black Belt Barrister off the record video. Not sure, exactly sure what he's talking about. He says, "Do they think we're that stupid?" And had Keir Starmer in the thumbnail. So we'll see what he's got to say. But I'm going to say yes, they do think we are really stupid. The politicians, they think we are all mindless automatons.
Do they really think we are so stupid? So I've just this moment published a video on my main channel, Black Belt Barrister, and we're here on Black Belt Barrister off the record because I'm doing a very quick, immediate follow-up because I see a post on X from Beth Rigby of Sky News, literally posted.
His game reply guide is Beth Rigby, one of his reply guys then.
In the last half an hour or so, and honestly, do they really think we are this stupid? So just to catch you up, if you haven't seen my main video yet, it now looks like Peter Mandelson not only had concerns raised, but he didn't pass the security vetting at all. He failed the security vetting by reporting in The Guardian.
Yep, really just laughing in our faces, to be honest, and trying. What I think is the cracks in the dam are really starting to show now, and at some point the whole dam is going to break, where we're going to find out exactly how many of these politicians have been doing heinous things. These are the sort of, I don't know, failing poker faces of people that are in the know, whether they were participating or not, but they knew.
Now, if all that is true, and the anger from number 10 is true, then we really need to look at what's going on here, because Keir Starmer and other ministers across the board repeatedly said that they followed due diligence, the vetting was done, there was a procedure followed, etc., 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 and they then came out.
I mean, sort of irrelevant. It obviously failed. I don't know. You can say go through all the checks that you want, really, but if people are looking the other way and doing you a favour while you're going through them checks, then what worth do the checks contribute towards you being actually adequately vetted? That becomes an irrelevant point. Not that we shouldn't be annoyed about it, but yeah, sort of when they're abusing the system like that, it sort of does render the checks obsolete.
That they ignored concerns raised by the security services. But if it now turns out that actually Mandelson failed security vetting, and if it's true that the Foreign Office overruled that decision and they appointed him anyway, now I need to now talk to you about this post from Beth Rigby here, because I really think it seems to me that some of these reporters really try to spin this in a way that, well, they could be okay.
I mean, I would say all. I know that he's more of a law person and not a journalist person, but it's all of them. That's all that journalists do. They have to find the angle in which to make a sort of story glamorous, or to make people want to engage with that story. That's why everything's all rage bait, etc.
They could be off the hook, because listen to what she says here. She says, "Anger in number 10 tonight. I'm told by a source that neither the PM nor his advisors were told over a series of months that Mandelson had been granted security clearance against the recommendation of the security vetting. That suggests this information was held in the Foreign Office and not shared." Really? I don't think so. Then it goes on. "Big questions now about the Prime Minister misleading the House. I'm told that the Prime Minister has been asking questions about vetting and not been told this information whilst giving statements to Parliament. Really? I don't think so."
Yeah, I agree, Dan. I haven't got much more to add at this point, but I'll let him continue before I
She goes on. "Told this week that the Prime Minister has been trying to get answers about what happened since Tuesday night. The Guardian got ahead of the story." She says the critical point is that the Minister has to have knowingly misled the House. And clearly number 10 saying tonight the PM was not aware. She says, "I understand the PM had been intending to update the House of Commons as soon as number 10 had established the facts, which they'd been doing so since Tuesday, so expect to see the PM come to the House of Commons on Monday to correct the record." She says, "I asked the PM on March the 16th whether he'd misled the House when he said due process was followed, and this is what he told me. He said
quite a long quote here. Most of his video is the actual quote. So, but I'll let him finish what he's reading here. To be fair.
No, the independent advisor looked at the very question, I think on Thursday or Friday of last week, and answered it very robustly that the process had been followed. The process wasn't strong enough. Amongst the changes that I intend to put into place is that you can't announce someone until the vetting's finished, blah, blah, blah. Now, do they really think we're that stupid? Do they really think that we will believe that the Foreign Office withheld information from the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister just appointed this guy without knowing and without being given the full information, without being told the truth or without having his questions answered, and simply then going into the House of Commons as the Prime Minister and giving full confidence to Mandelson and saying that all the vetting was followed and the process was followed and all this sort of stuff without actually knowing the truth? I don't think so. If this was decided on the balance of probabilities, like it is in a court, in a civil court, on the balance of probabilities, is it more likely than not that he knew about it when he spoke in the Commons? I think it's more likely that he knew.
Yes, I would say so as well. They obviously lying through their back teeth, and I don't know much about anywhere near as much about law, so I can't weigh in on that angle. But I would say that not that I'm an expert on anything, but I would say that I've been able to see from Keir Starmer's behaviours that he seems he's definitely lying and squirming and has been caught, and he's just prolonging the inevitable here by feigning ignorance. This isn't going to go away, and it's going to going to progressively get worse until further answers come forward, because everybody is still aware that there's sort of like a veil or some sort of hidden agenda that we can only partially see, but we cannot see the whole thing. And it's things are, well, as I was just saying, it was not going to go away, so people are just going to keep looking for it until until we find out the answers. I'm not saying Keir Starmer has all the answers, but he is where the focus is on next, as we keep on trying to descend down the rabbit hole of finding out exactly what these quote unquote elites are exactly doing.
Quite frankly, I don't think for a minute that he didn't know. That's my personal opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. But I think some of these reporters and some of the way that this is put together, I mean, Beth Rigby here, I think she leans towards this government, and I think she's doing her best to try to couch this in language that might assist. That's, again, just my view. But I really...
Yeah, I reckon you're right there, to be honest.
Can't accept that someone in that position would not know what's really going on. Let me know what you think, because I think something here is very, very dodgy. But that...
I mean, go in my comment, in my description for this video, you'll find the link for this video if you want to go watch it yourself without me talking over the top, and let Dan know exactly what you think, as he was requesting then. I mean, I'll probably have to leave a comment myself once I've finished recording this video. But yeah, this is a blatant lie. It's annoying that they think they can just keep lying to us in such a way, but I suppose we've been lied to for so long that they think that they can just do it until we lose attention by the next controversial thing. The next Justin Bieber freak out or public freak out. I mean, anything of this description. The next time there's a celebrity Big Brother, or I don't know, there's always something to like drag our attention off these sort of mysterious narrative running behind society. I don't know, that's like not a very good way of describing it at all, but yeah, I'll leave it there for now anyway. See you in the next one.